Hello and welcome to Jeremy's Yorkshire Allotment Adventures and to a tidy allotment. I've been very busy over the past few days and I've got all the rubbish from the allotments. I've collected all the old pots and put them in a corner, so I now know what I've got here. And yes, it's lovely and tidy. I can get everywhere now and it's not messy. So once again, welcome, sit back, relax and enjoy today's show. Well, it doesn't matter what you're growing at the moment, but if you are growing things like me, everything's sprouting up now because we've had a few days of heat and they really, really love it. I've been transplanting my pumpkins because they've been grown in these obviously starter trays and they're not very big, the trays. So here's a couple of photographs, and as you can see, they're tiny little modules, and yet these have become so big and the roots are wrapped around, and here's a couple of more photographs of all that. So I've transplanted them into bigger pots and they are in here actually. And well, I said they're in here, no they're not, they're under here. I should know where I've put them. And so they've all gone into individual bigger pots now, which will give them time for the roots now to properly expand. And I'm going to leave them a day before I water them, just to let them establish in here without trying to fight for the water early on. And we've got, well, loads of those actually. There's about, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 15 down there or so, and I've still got a few more to transplant. I need to find some more plant pots. It's fascinating, isn't it, that they can survive even in this small area, in that small little 1-inch square and about, well, inch and a half deep, and they can still grow into these magnificent plants, the sunflowers and the pumpkins, of course, as well. I've done the sunflowers too, they are in here. And I've had to do my tomato plants because they were really shooting up again. So there's lots and lots of things to do. What I haven't done yet, and they're just behind me here, are my potatoes. And they are chitting nicely. They're taking their time, they're being very slow, but I quite like that. In the next few days they're going to go into their grow bags, and I'm going to go and buy some more and sow those as well. So it's really good. They are coming along nicely, and it's lovely to see them. All these little sprouts and roots, and of course the deeper they are, keep layering up, layering up, layering up, and they hopefully will produce some nice potatoes for me later in the year. My lettuce is doing really well too, but I think again it's because it really does enjoy having all the heat and the sunshine. I've actually turned my heater off in the greenhouse, I've not needed it, and which is a good thing. In here I have some more tomatoes and they need to be transplanted. These are striped ones, I believe, and I remember growing those last year and I thought they were little like cherry tomatoes, but they weren't. They became proper lovely sized tomatoes. So more things to be transplanted out, and this will happen in the next few days because now I've bought some new compost and we're going to get the frame covered, and these cauliflowers can go out because now they really do need their own space and they need repotting. And they're going to be really firmly fixed into the ground and staked so that they don't get too much aggravation from wind, because they don't like it. That's, as I said the other week, that the heads split and they start to bolt. So as firm in the ground as possible. I'm going to bury them up as much as I can, and fingers crossed for a nice juicy cauliflower. Fantastic. Part of the tidying up process, and of course not this frame but the other frame on the banking, I've decided to move the lavender. It's a bit of a risk because obviously it's in the growth period, but what I've done, I've well watered the soil. I put it into water and I've watered it every single day, and it seems to be taking. It's absolutely delicious. Oh, I do love a bit of lavender, and it's really good for attracting the bees onto the allotments. Before I go, and once again, thank you very much for watching Jeremy's Yorkshire Allotment Adventures. I'm here next to my, my little plant holder. It's seen a few number of years on the allotment, but in here now I've got some strawberries and a couple of what I think that's a blueberry, and I think this is going to be another raspberry plant. I found this one actually under the bench, just in a tray with some water in it, and it must have been there last year. I obviously thought it had died. I've just put it to one side. Well, it's grown back, and in fact Here we go again. Here's another picture, and look at the root system in this little pot. It's just magnificent how it's just gone round and round the pot. Obviously it did now need changing and putting somewhere else. So in here there's plenty of space. It's quite deep here, and it's really lovely compost. So hopefully it'll do really well, and I can trail it up and along the front of the greenhouse. So once again, thanks ever so much for watching, and I'll see you here again on the Yorkshire allotment. Ta-ra for now.